Welcome back to another week of Nuggets. This week, we'll be focusing on part 2 of the lesson that Pastor Bob started last week, which is teaching disciples and what it means to live as a follower of Jesus in all aspects of our lives: family life, wealth, and the reward and cost of following Jesus. Today, we'll take a look at God's plan for marriage. The scenario is the Pharisees being sneaky in trying to trap Jesus with a teaching on divorce, because depending on his answer, they could report him to Herod Antipas. And as you know, Herod had gotten rid of the troublemaker John the Baptist. You can read the story in Mark 10, verses 1 to 12. It's important to set the record straight. There's plan A, which is always the preferred plan, and it's how God intended marriage to be. Pretty straightforward. Man and woman, created in God's image, leave their parents, they're joined together, and become one flesh. That's the perfect Eden model for marriage. However, there's always a however. That perfect Eden plan A model was discontinued, unfortunately, due to sin entering the world. And so now we are dealing with the reality of plan B, plan C, plan D, which God allows or tolerates, but it is not plan A. As humans, we've come up with an alternative plan because we couldn't stick to God's original plan A. And so that involved adultery, violence, hurt, betrayal, injustice, abuse, and so forth and so on. But adultery, violence, and all these things are not part of God's plan anyway. And he didn't design it that way to begin with. So whether it's the woman who commits adultery or the man, none of it is God's plan anyway. Divorce is all our feeble attempts at trying to mend a broken, flawed, sinful model. In my counseling practice, I've had people confess to me that they wish their spouse would commit adultery so that they are free in the eyes of God and society to divorce their spouse. So in that case, who's actually wrong? Or others have confessed that they wish their spouse would die so that they would be free to leave their marriage legally and morally in the eyes of God and society. Can you see what we're doing? We're missing the point. The point is to get back to plan A, not to get tangled in the minutia of plan B or plan C or D. And by the way, there is no biblical evidence that God will outcast people who have had to deal with plan B, C, or D. But if we're focusing on what discipleship is, this includes working on your marriage to try to bring it as close to plan A as possible. Listen to your spouse. Be a loving spouse. Stop waiting for them to change in order to start your own changes. And that was our nugget for today. I'll see you tomorrow.